Hello, Robert J. Conley here. I had a friend post a meme on social media that stuck with me, and I'm going to read it. Uh, and I remember like fellow's last quote is from a fellow whose last name is Pink. I apologize. I cannot remember right now what his first name is. Uh, and it said, I am a flawed person in a complicated world making difficult decisions with imperfect information. I'm going to read it one more time. I am a flawed person in a complicated world making difficult decisions with imperfect information. So what does that bring me to? Yes, it brings me to my intuitives, because my intuitives, who I gladly share with the rest of the world, it is the intuitives who are uniquely blessed to make decisions, to have insights with imperfect information. And remember, while intuitives feel the most certainty in the moment of their intuitive leap, it doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean anything other than you have a feeling of certainty and you need to move forward from that place of certainty that your intuitive insight is, what's the word? Yes, significant. Significant is my next important word. So, it's something that matters. And again, part of what happens is that intuitives have an insight, make a declaration of what is significant, and then try to engage in a conjectural that's probably redundant. Anyway, in a conversation about whether or not anybody agrees if it's significant, and that's not what is productive. So, significance can only be agreed upon after it has been brought to the marketplace, to the constituency, to the people who it might benefit. And so the resistance comes from the group that will, I've called them guardians, authorities, gatekeepers. I like gatekeepers because they're the keepers of the ways, they're the keepers of tradition. And just as intuitives are constantly looking for new ways, gatekeepers are committed to using proven ways. They inherently, as much as repetition can be exhausting to an intuitive, newness can be exhausting, innovation can be exhausting to a gatekeeper. And so the important thing is for the intuitive to remember, slow down enough and paint a picture so that those who have not dug in their heels in opposition, but to explain and to attract those who maybe don't fully understand your intuition, but who can move it forward, who can bring it to fruition. And so the the first thing that a gatekeeper will do is dismiss things as new ideas. And so you cannot allow yourself, if you want to be productive intuitive, you cannot allow yourself to participate in that dismissal. Now, you also will have a certain level of futility to try to fight that head on. And so again, it comes back to attracting those who can help you move forward in bringing your intuitive leap to fruition, making the intangible observable, converting it into concrete, converting it into results that a gatekeeper can understand. And in business, the biggest result that gatekeepers are looking for is bottom line dollars. How much cash did it put in the bank? And as soon as you say that, think about how hard it is to accurately quantify something new to the bottom line. Look at every whether it's R&D, whether it's whether it's the Apollo program to send something to the moon, whether it's the space shuttle, estimating time and cost up front on something brand new is next to impossible. And so it is the resolve, it is the commitment to this is significant, this matters, that keeps it moving forward until we have the truly observable result. And again, it could be profit or loss. And if it's loss and it's private business, then it's not going to last. But what you need to get from gatekeepers is the best you can hope for is a commitment to not interfere and to not undermine. And this is where, when gatekeepers are stressed, there is a danger, an ongoing, always present danger that gatekeepers will undermine efforts. And it's going to bring me to, again, I'll reference one of my favorite shows of all time, Mad Men. Does such a great job of capturing characters. And two of the gatekeeper characters are if you know the show, Roger Sterling and Jim Cutler. And so they're talking about a joint effort that is the result of an intuitive leap that the creatives in the companies have decided to undertake. And Jim Cutler, one of the gatekeepers, says, "I want to make it clear, unless this works, I'm against it." I mean, that is such a textbook characterization of the gatekeeper mindset. And when you think about it, just against it, against. What's the unthinking or knee-jerk reaction to any gatekeeper? I'm against it. Prove to me it works. Well, you can only prove it by working it. So, when you are in that intuitive position, again, to just point out the steps, you've made that intuitive insight. You now need to assess its significance. You need to engage people who can see it to some degree. You need to get that input, but you can't immediately surrender to the "I'm against it" gatekeeper. You need to keep moving. And where's the payoff? The payoff is that you'll have a result. And so, as an intuitive, one of the most important things is to just seek a result, a concrete result. It's not to have an attachment to a positive result. You will be able to stay in your game of intuition if you will just commit to a result and be equally happy with a win or a loss. I mean, be a lot happier with a win. But if you start getting wrapped around that assessment of good and bad, you will start to diminish your intuitive insight. So once something works, the other thing that can drive intuitives nuts is that those gatekeepers, they're now on board. Oh, this hits the bottom line. They'll start claiming it was theirs. They'll start claiming it was they could see it all along. Whatever it is they claim. Another mistake intuitives make, getting wrapped around that. Don't get wrapped around that. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Remember, what is it? Failure is an orphan. Success has many fathers or mothers or parents or whatever. And so, to maintain your intuitive powers, you can't be attached to any of that. You can just be satisfied that it was a win, and you need to keep moving on and keep looking for that next intuitive insight, because that's your only job, is to keep generating those new insights that move the ball forward, and to figure out any way you can to turn them into tangible results that benefit other people. That's what I've got for you today. Go forward, intuitives, invent that new future for all of us. Have a good day.